And probably the toughest area, I mean, where the rubber really hits the road, is when you're talking about children and death. Nothing will rip your heart out more than when you're dealing with children that are dying. The doctors, the nurses, by and large, stay away from this area because they make it too personalized when they're dealing with it. They can't handle it. But we do have a lady here that's exactly what she does, and she's done it at one of our finest institutions at Johns Hopkins University and the hospital there. And June, start us off by telling us about some of your children and some of the pictures that they've drawn for you, and about what they have seen and what they've told you, and your whole area of dealing with them.
Okay. I've been a nurse for 19 years now. For 5 years I worked at Johns Hopkins Hospital, and I walked over 500 children, you'll have to excuse me, through death. I held them. I was their mother, their teacher, their guide, whatever it took to make it peaceful for them. Out of the 500 children I worked with, from 2 to 11, 10 were resuscitated. 9 of these children said they saw the light. One little girl who was Catholic and Spanish background said she saw a man in a beard and with a white robe, and she said it was Jesus Christ. Whatever or whomever she said she saw, I accepted. I have a picture here that a little girl drew for me. Psychiatrists have been able to tell pictures on what children want to say to you by pictures, and they divide it into 4 parts. And it's the past, the present, the future, and the final. Over here, this was this little girl's past. You could see that she came from a happy home. I'm mentioning heart because she said she wanted to donate her heart to another little girl. And it was so cute. She said, I didn't want to do my eyes because I was afraid they hurt. Now, she had a brain tumor. She was in a coma. And you see this is her present. She was in a coma, and when she came out, she told me what she saw, and she knew that she was going back. And I asked her, what about now? What are you going to see finally? And what's going to happen? And she said to me, June, I don't know. All I know is that the light said, when I go back, I'll be all right. Now, she was 11 years old, and I held her when she died, and she was at peace. I can only speak for what they say to me. And that's one of the.
And so what do you draw from that? In other words, they had that kind of an experience, and what bottom line do you draw?
The bottom line is, these are innocent children. They have not been taught bad things in the world. I mean, they were raised by loving parents, most of them that I've taken care of. And so they only saw goodness, and they felt goodness. And if this is what they feel, this is what happens to them at the end. And I accept this, and this has been able to, because they've come back and they saw the light, it's been able for me to write my book and talk about the silent lullaby. And if the child does not have a background or not have a place to go or a religious belief that they can hold on to, and if they have that, then I accept that. But if they don't, I walk them to the light, and I hold them and I rock them and I love them. And that's what happens, and that's all I know.
In children, though, we're dealing with I assume it's unaccountability, because I've never seen a negative experience in a pediatric patient, nor heard of one. So if it's whatever light they're seeing, I'm sure God is taking care of His own at that age in my own heart.
Well, theologically, Hunt, you want to go into this thing in terms of the age of accountability, in terms of David? Set that up biblically.
He prayed for the life of the child, but the child died.
In the Old Testament,
always,
King
in
David.
the Old Testament, King David, God does not always answer prayers. And then when the child died, David had been fasting and weeping and praying. He suddenly washed himself and began to eat. And the servants couldn't understand it. He said, he will not come back to me. I will go to him. He knew where the child had gone. Now Jesus said, suffer the little, allow the little children to come unto me, forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. He said, their angels, I don't understand this, do always behold the face of my Father who's in heaven. So I believe that a child who dies before they have gotten to the age of accountability, and I don't know what that was. In David's case, it was a baby, just a few days old. I believe they go to be with Christ. They are covered by his redemptive work upon the cross. He died for them. On the other hand, I can't say when that age is. We raised 4 children, and I can tell you that I mean, I don't understand how people can say that a child is perfect and it's society that does it to them. We never had to train any of our children to be nasty, deceitful, selfish. It came naturally. Even a little baby turning over when you're trying to change his diaper, our youngest son, the first word he learned was no, and he said in his sleep, no. I mean, when he's just a little baby, and when we asked him as a little boy, what are you going to be when you grow up? He said, I'm going to be a villain. I mean, that really does something to a parent. By God's grace, he didn't turn out to be that way. But I don't know when they crossed that line.